have really enjoyed talking about live launching the past few weeks because live launching is so much fun to me. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. And it doesn't always go like I think it's going to go. And I've had a lot of times where I'm like, that was a really bad decision. But it always just refreshes my excitement for my program. So I know a lot of course creator mentors kind of get down on live launching. And I'm not saying that you should only live launch. I think you should definitely use a mix of live launching and evergreen. But don't discount live launching yet. And you may have tuned into this episode because you're like, yeah, live launching is the worst. Let me see what mistakes this girl made. And that's fine. That's great. That's why I titled the show The Biggest Fails. And they are bad. They were bad decisions that I made. But I'll be honest, I really don't see them as failures anymore. I see them as data. And I really changed my mindset over the past few years where when something doesn't go like I think it should go, I don't see it as an indication of my worth or my value or my business even. I see it as, okay, this is giving me data. How can I use this data and make better future decisions? So I just wanted to say that, but I'll still keep calling them failures because people love that. People love to see other people fail, and they love to, I don't know, it's like, kind of gossip almost. Like, this girl says she's doing all these great things, but I know she's doing something wrong. Let me see what it is. So I'm transparent. I'm going to tell you it all. So all of these quote unquote failures relate to challenges that I have done. So if you've been listening the past few weeks, we always do challenges for live launches. And I've made some bad decisions with challenges. So let's talk about them. Let's talk about what I have done and what I learned from them. So the first mistake that I made was teaching too much during a challenge. So this was actually for a challenge I did about a year ago, and it was called the Launch Your List Challenge. This was for my course business, not my teacher business. And during that challenge, it was, I think, 5 videos over the course of a couple of weeks. It was live inside of a Facebook group. And I taught everything about how to start and build an email list. It was like a mini course. It had so much valuable information, but I realized I was overwhelming people. Now, there is a very delicate balance with your live launch catalyst, is what I like to call it, whether that be a challenge, a video series, or a webinar, where you want to make sure you're giving value and you want to make sure that it's not just selling, but you also don't want to give too much. And it's not because you're giving too much away, typically. I've never seen people give so much away that people walk away with all they need and they don't feel like they need the course. I feel like that could probably happen. I don't typically see that. I typically see people giving so much away and then it overwhelms their audience. It's not that they feel like, oh, well, I got enough from the challenge, I don't need this course. It's they're like, this is already so much information. How am I going to have time for this program if I can't even get through this free thing? So you really want to think about, how can I teach a very small concept or just do some small mindset shifts, and I'm just teaching a little bit each day so that I'm not overwhelming, but I'm still showing people that I empathize with them, I understand their pain points, and I can give them a transformation. So really, really think about that. I talk way more about that in my program, Hey Online Course, about how to really know what to put in those challenge videos, because those videos, or video if you're doing a webinar, that's what's going to sell your course. So it's so important to get the right balance of teaching and selling, of value, and then talking about your course. So during that launch last year, I just gave so much away, and the feedback was I couldn't keep up. It was too much. It was over my head. I felt like I needed to finish the steps of the challenge first before I could invest in the program. And so I need like another 2 months to do that. So find a good balance between teaching and selling. The second thing was with this same launch, I made this launch too long. So typically with a launch, and this was just me testing something, and it's fine to test something and it not work. So I just want you to be open to that. But I just wanted to try something new. I'm always testing things most of the time, because I like to test and then report back to my members like, hey, I tried this, it didn't work, maybe don't try this. So I'm like the guinea pig, and I'm fine with being the guinea pig because I love testing and I love data. So I was testing this longer launch model. So typically with a challenge, I do 3 or 4 days back to back. So like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the doors open to my program. Well, with this one, we spread it out over the course of 2 weeks, which was a lot. So I went live the first week, I think Tuesday and Thursday. And then the second week, I think I went live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it was 5 live videos over the course of 2 weeks. And the reason we thought this might work was because I was teaching so much in this challenge, people needed time to complete the steps. Well, even that wasn't enough time. They still felt overwhelmed. And because it was such a long launch period, people were dropping off like flies. So by the second week, we probably had, 25% of the people that signed up were watching, because people just can't commit, especially if it's something free. They can't commit to keeping up with all of these things that are happening. So I really have since then only done challenges that are back to back. So a 3 or 4 day challenge where I'm just releasing a new video each day. The video is short, 5 to 10 minutes max. I am teaching one small thing or making one small mindset shift so that I'm still giving value but not overwhelming. And then the last thing, again, this is the same launch. So this launch really did not go well, but it's fine because it was a great learning experience. I offered a VIP option. So what I did was I allowed people to sign up for this challenge for free, but then I had a VIP tier, which I am all for VIP tiers. I think they're great. I think I will try it again in the future, but I didn't execute it in the right way. So what I did was I had people sign up from a Facebook ad or from my Instagram for the challenge. And then the thank you page, instead of saying you're in, go to the Facebook group and sign up, I said, you're in, do you want the VIP option? So first of all, that turned a lot of people off. And I know a lot of people that do this, so I'm sure that it works for other people, but for me, I just didn't see that was working. So because I was running ads to a lot of cold audience members, meaning they didn't know me yet, that was a turnoff, because they're like, well, you said this was free and now you're asking me to pay something. I'm not even going to participate in this anymore. And it also prevented people from getting in that pop-up Facebook group. And I talked about the importance of the pop-up group when I talked about the 3 live launch strategies that are working for me. You want as many people as possible to get in that group, because that keeps your launch top of mind. And typically when I do a launch, I have people sign up for the challenge, and then on the thank you page, immediately it says, next step, join the Facebook group. So I can get, 60, 70, 80% of the people that signed up in the group. Well, with this launch, because I didn't have that as the next step was to upgrade to VIP. I don't remember how many, it was like 30 or 40% of people that signed up that joined the group, which is not good. Because yes, they're still going to get the emails, but just being in that group really keeps your program top of mind. So if I were to do a VIP option again, I would probably have that as like maybe step number 2, or maybe send an email after they sign up and say, hey, do you want the VIP option? Here it is. Maybe post about that in the group. So just to recap everything that went wrong with this crazy launch. Number 1, I gave too much information and it was too overwhelming. So you want a delicate balance between teaching and selling. Number 2, I made this launch too long. So it was over the course of 2 weeks. And people just couldn't stay focused for that long for this free event, even the people that signed up for VIP. And then number 3, I didn't execute the VIP option in the best way for me. I would have rather people get inside the Facebook group instead of upgrading to VIP, and that be the primary focus, and then upsell them later. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. I hope you've enjoyed these live launch episodes. They have been so much fun for me. And if you are ready to dive into the world of courses and creating a course and launching a course and seeing our exact method, you can check out our program, Hey Online Course. You can grab all of the details in the show notes.